about comedy, concerts, and beer. Pilsners, lagers, and IPAs. Liquid courage just to take the stage. Backstage pass, got to feeling right. And everyone's welcome like an open mic. Getting drunk, waiting for the last man to fall. When it's time to take a shot, we yell, cannonball! Jokes got you smiling from ear to ear. Our beverage of choice is beer, man, beer. Get back and relax while the beer foam settles. Now here's your hosts, Johnny Benson and Keg Kettles.
Welcome to a spooktacular episode of Beer Man Beer. I'm Johnny Benson.
And I am Keg Kettles.
And with us today from the New England Society for Psychic Research, they have a big event coming up. The Warren Seekers of the Supernatural Paracon on October 29th through the 31st at the Courtyard Marriott in downtown Waterbury. Give it up for Chris Gilloren and Eric Vitale.
Hey, Bear Man Bear.
What's happening?
What's happening, guys? Thanks for inviting us.
What happened there, Keg? You hit your funny bone.
I hit my funny bone, which it was not funny.
That's it, man. Gentlemen, what's going on? You guys are so into the paranormal and all that. You know, we're in Connecticut. We all know of the Warrens. I believe I was in school. They came to the school and talked to us about ghost hunting. Mm-hmm. And you've seen them, right, Keg, at school, right? Or do you?
Yeah, Shaw in high school. Actually, they used to do a seminar. I don't know if you want to call it a seminar, but
Lecture.
they used to run a thing during the night. They talked all about it. People got up at the end and asked questions. There was a little Q&A. It was actually really cool, to see all the stuff that happens around, like especially down in Bridgeport.
Now you guys are experts, right? You guys have been.
Well, I don't know if anybody is really an expert except for the Warrens, but yeah, we're pretty knowledgeable.
Where did you guys get? I'll start with you, Chris. Where'd you start in the?
When I was, I didn't grow up in the paranormal. I wasn't even interested in it until I moved into a haunted apartment with my fiance at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, and we had some odd stuff going on. And
what kind of odd stuff did you have going on?
Well, we lived on the top floor of the this 4-story apartment building, and we used to hear footsteps above us, and we also had like these candles with these those little tea candles with the little holders.
Oh yeah.
And we'd come in and they'd be upside down and stuff like that. And they were heavy. They were like lead, and we had cats, and the cats would
no one was getting in there messing with you?
No, we didn't have any of that, but this one time we got into this argument. It was pretty heated. It was late at night, and I had this stereo, and you could only turn it up to like 1 or 2 at the most. And we got into this argument. We're fighting and carrying on, and all of a sudden this thing goes full blast up to 10, and it was off. It wasn't even on, and it just turned on and went all the way up to 10, and we turned it off, and we both went right to bed. We didn't even talk after that.
So you pissed off some ghosts.
We pissed somebody off. Yeah,
Good
we
job.
pissed somebody off. And from there, we found out that the Warrens investigated that apartment complex.
Uh-oh.
And from there, I kind of got interested. And then, years later, I kept up with that interest and followed up and got involved with the group. And then I met my partner, Dan Rivera, my business partner. And from there, we joined Nesper, and here we are today. And we're putting on a Paracon.
Excellent.
So,
man.
yep.
Now, is the Warrens Museum still open?
No. It's closed
closed
due to zoning issues to the public.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was just because of COVID or what the deal was.
No, they had closed because they were getting a couple of complaints of neighbors who just didn't like what we were doing, and they went to the town and complained, and it's kind of like who you know, and they put a kibosh on it, and Tony Sparrow, who's the Warrens' son-in-law, he tried to fight it, saying it's been there for for 50 years.
It's been there for a long
plus,
time, yeah.
50 years plus. And they said no way. So they stopped letting us have any tours there or anything.
Why couldn't you like sick Annabelle on them?
We thought about it, but that would kind of be irresponsible.
Unleash the doll.
That's where I draw the line with any scary doll will scare the hell out of me.
No, you don't like dolls. Huh?
No, I seen the picture of you on Facebook with the doll, and I was spooked. Yeah.
It's never spooked me.
Yeah. No, you look hardcore, Eric.
It's never spooked
Well,
me.
what's your deal? Where do you start off in the paranormal world?
I grew up in New Jersey.
Well, that does it. That explains it.
My aunt and uncle lived in a haunted house. And there was always weird things going on there since I was a little kid. And there was my cousin had an imaginary friend named Murmur. Turns out Murmur was a ghost. And all these weird things started happening as I was a child. My brother saw an apparition. There's one story that always freaked me out. Two of my cousins were home one night, and someone was in the shower. They don't know who was in there. They're knocking on the door. They're like, who's in there? Who's in there? The door opens. No one's in there. Steam's pouring out. When I was a kid, I never liked to use that bathroom. As I got older, I started reading books about the Warrens. I kind of dove head first into the paranormal. One thing led to another. I started going to haunted locations, cemeteries, things of that nature. Then I started going on residential cases. And then because of the wonderful world of social media, a production agency reached out to me. I filmed a TV show called Ghost Loop. It was on Travel Channel.
Nice.
Hooked up with these guys around 2016. Been on the team for a couple years. It's just been kind of snowballing for quite some time now.
Yeah, Eric's a good guy.
I try.
He knows his stuff.
I try.
So it was some ghoulish fun.
A
Absolutely.
lot of ghoulish fun. Since I joined the team, I mean...
We call him our tech guy. He knows a lot about...
They're just old school. They don't have any equipment.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Well, what kind of equipment do you use for...
I'm really big into ITC research, intertrans communication, through like electrical devices and things of that nature, spirit boxes, stuff like that. So
Not really a big fan of the band, though.
Spirit Box?
Spirit Box.
it's something I've always enjoyed.
You ever listen to Spirit Box? The band?
No.
No. All right, it's a whole other story then.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Well, because we're comedy concerts and beer, and we know Spirit Box is a band.
Yeah.
I've heard of them because
Anyway.
I don't know their tunes, but yeah,
They're out of Canada.
The PSB7, it scans the AM/FM frequency. The theory is the spirits, they use the white noise and they could speak to us. And I've gotten some pretty amazing stuff.
Is that like the thing Egon had in Ghostbusters?
No, that was a PKE meter, and that's fake.
Oh, okay.
Now, what about the proton pack?
I have one, but I don't bring it on cases.
Oh, no, you really have it.
So there's actually a proton pack. So this isn't like
it's a
something.
It's a prop.
It's a toy. You can
It's
say
a
Eric.
Oh,
It's a child's
you
toy.
had
No.
us going here.
No,
We
no,
thought there was something real, like the Ghostbusters really knew what they were doing.
There's various different pieces of equipment with bells and whistles. The more I do this stuff, the less I rely on equipment. Like I said, I'm big on the spirit box. There's EMF detectors and stuff.
What
like
is a
that.
Spirit Box? I don't know.
Yeah, besides a band.
It's basically it's a broken radio, and it scans radio frequencies, and the spirits manipulate the white noise, and they can speak to us.
What
Dude, Poltergeist
Oh, that's a scary one.
coming through the TV.
Remember the night in the haunted funeral home when I got all Italian on the ghost?
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Does that work?
It's full of dead people. Anyway.
Does that work on Ghosts getting all Italian?
Yeah,
on them?
they got a little rude with me, and I'm like, that was funny.
Hey, well, when a ghost is spooking you, you're like, hey, don't make me be
I
Italian.
mean, I'm just
you wouldn't like me when I'm Italian.
so used to it now. I've been pushed, scratched, kicked.
Really?
I've
Really?
had spirits
And you haven't-
follow me home.
You couldn't see who's kicking you. Or
No, but I hear them clear as day.
Wow. You didn't bring any with you today, right?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Sometimes I think there's something in my apartment, man.
I'll tell you. Well, last Halloween, we did have an eclectic witch come and clean our chakras.
And she did
that
say
right?
this place was pretty clean.
It was pretty, with a tuning fork. She cleaned our chakras with a tuning fork.
No kidding.
Yeah, felt pretty good.
We'll have those types of people there at the Paracon.
What else are we going to see at Paracon?
I didn't bring all my notes, but we're gonna have
Bunch of
psychic
speakers.
readers. We're gonna have speakers. I don't know if you know, ever hear of the show Paranormal State? It was on for about 6-7 years back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I
Ryan,
recall that.
Ryan
Ryan
Buell, he'll be there. He's a friend of ours.
Corey and Jen, the owners of the Conjuring House in Rhode Island, are going to be there.
Yep, from the original Conjuring movie.
Good friends of ours.
Yeah.
Very nice people.
They'll be there. We got UFO Fred. Fred is head of MUFON up in Maine. He'll be there speaking. We got some Bigfoot cryptozoologist Alec Pedikov. He'll be there.
Carl and Keith Johnson, they're legends in the field. They're going to be there.
They're demonologists.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time. Not to mention all of the artifacts. Well, a majority of them from the Warrens Occult Museum. Annabelle's going to be there, among other things.
Doll?
Yes.
The actual doll's going to be there.
If she's not coming out, she's going to stay behind the glass, right?
We'll keep her.
She's going to stay in the case.
Correct.
All right.
That doll scares me.
So speaking about trying to get away, trying to move the spooks away. What are we drinking, Johnny B?
We're drinking a little beer from Witchdoctor. Thank you to the boys for bringing this over, because Witchdoctor is one of our favorite breweries. And this is called Holy Water.
Yeah, it was good.
Holy.
It looks like the Poltergeist guy on the can.
Let me in.
Oh, he does. All right.
That guy always scared the hell out of me.
So this is an IPA, generously hopped with Huel melon
It's tasty.
and Azuca.
I want to say it kind of drinks like a lager.
Yeah, I thought it did drink like a lager. You're right.
It's not beating me over the head with hops.
No, but it does have 6.666% alcohol by volume.
Spooky.
Which movie did you guys think best portrays the Warrens or their story, or just paranormal?
I know what I think, but you can go ahead.
Are we just talking about like the Conjuring movies, or like
just in
like
general,
supernatural movies in general?
Any movie that was based on them, because I was looking on the Wikipedia.
It's
it said
hard,
there was
because,
about
I mean-
4 or 5.
Well, I think the whole Conjuring universe.
I'd say the original out of all three.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the original of the Conjuring, the first one. But all of them kind of portray Ed and Lorraine, what they had together.
Exactly.
Pretty well. I mean, they were pretty close. They were in love with each other. I mean, if you put aside, which I go for more of the, the creepiness of the movie, but that little love story that's in there, pretty much nails what they were all
What I
about.
really like about the final scene in the latest Conjuring film, Devil Made Me Do It, the gazebo, when they at the end of the movie they're standing in front of a gazebo. That's a real gazebo. It's actually in their yard.
Because when I think of like Ed and Lorraine, their deaths weren't that far apart, were they?
2006, Ed passed, and Lorraine was April of. Help me out here.
2019, right?
2019. Yes.
Yes.
Also, it was.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah,
very
they-
short in between. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the clarification.
A lot of people don't know that Ed had a stroke, and he was bedridden for years.
Lorraine took care of him.
Lorraine took care of him for
Well,
that
that much I
entire
knew,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very loving couple. You could feel the energy in their house still. Like when we go there for like gatherings, like
Meetings, whatever.
funny story. About a month ago, I was there with Dan. We tried to take care of the place for Tony and Judy. We were mowing the lawn, so we went inside just to catch our breath, have a drink. And I'm standing there, and I go to Dan. I'm like, man, could you imagine how many phone calls they got right here at this very spot? So I mimicked Ed. I'm like, Lorraine, we got one, and I felt a pinch on my back.
Oh my God.
And
You didn't
I'd
tell
like
me
to
this.
I'd like to think Lorraine was there, just like, you're right, honey. I met Lorraine a couple of times. Very sweet, intuitive woman. I walked up to her with a very good friend of mine, and she pointed right at me and my friend Mike, and she said, brothers, and we were pretty tight. So I wish I could have met her. I know Dan's gone on some cases with her.
Yeah, we were on her last case. That was pretty cool.
You met them, right, Chris?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, I was able to work with her last few years of investigating, and she was pretty amazing. I mean, I even when I first joined, there was always a little bit of skepticism, but me and Dan Rivera, we were on. This was actually before we even joined Nesper. We were on a case, and Dan knew the Warrens a little bit before I did, before we actually joined. So he's like, let's go to Lorraine's house. And I remember it was January 31st. It was her birthday. And we happened to show up, and she just opened up the door, let us in. And so we started telling her about, listen, Lorraine, we just want to talk to you about this case. And she was like, yeah, sure, just come on in. She was getting ready to go out with Tony and Judy for her birthday. And so we're actually in her bathroom, and she's putting on makeup and getting ready to go out. And she says to me, as we're telling her about the case, she was like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you're just talking about that. we didn't even tell her much. She was like that house in Monroe, close to the post office, the red old barn. She was like, yeah, there's nothing there you got to worry about. So I mean, but she nailed it on the head. I mean, we didn't even really tell her. We didn't tell her anything. She knew before we even spat it all out. Yeah, she's just amazing. And from there on, I was like, yeah, she's a real deal. There's no doubt about it.
I know where that post office is.
All right, so we got a lot of beers to try. I want to hear about more spooky stuff and some of your guys' favorite music too, as well, of course, because my man over here is beating the skins there, right?
Love playing the drums.
Plays the drums, man.
Oh, because I thought you were going to say he loves beating the skin.
No,
what's going on here?
don't be dirty, man. Don't be dirty. All right, more beer, more paranormal talk when we come back on Beer Man Beer.
With this face walking right next to me. Your eyes so alert. Downstrung along. What is this place? Stop playing tricks on me.
Oh, yeah. The Warrens, Seekers of the Supernatural Paracon, is October 29th to the 31st. I believe first 2 days sold out.
The VIP party is sold out on Friday, and the Saturday Paracon is sold out.
All right, so Sunday
we still have tickets.
Still have tickets.
Still have tickets.
Yep. Not many, though. Not many.
Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot. Now, we're going to have a little bit of beer from good friends of ours.
This is a collab from Fallen Timbers Brewing and Dave Pesky. Imperial, or Industrial. Imperial, because it tastes like an Imperial. Industrial Mechanics Brewing.
All right. Let's take a swig here, see what's going on. Kind of dark, looks like a Coca-Cola.
Dark brown in color, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Chris is thinking about it.
Tastes like Coca-Cola.
Tastes like Coca-Cola.
It doesn't taste like Coke.
It does.
Well, it's richly malted.
Yeah, malty, you know what? It does have a little Coca-Cola taste to it.
I thought so.
Nice malty backbone.
Mm-hmm. Good beer. I'm not mad at it, man.
Not bad at all.
Right.
I could drink it.
You're not a real beer guy.
No,
Chris,
I'm not, but I could drink that.
Mm-hmm.
This comes in at 7.5%.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your drink of choice, Chris?
I've been drinking a lot of wine lately.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Me too.
Did I say the name of this?
No, I don't think we did.
Why do I feel drunk?
We've been doing a lot of drinking.
Man. Well, this is called Nautilus Wee Heavy.
Wee Heavy. Yeah.
It's actually based on the USS Nautilus,
Nice.
which was the world's first operational nuclear-powered submarine. Look at, there's a lot of history here. What are you looking at?
I don't know how you can read that, to be honest with you.
I have progressive lenses
That's it, man.
because I'm old.
Eric, you don't need any glasses, do you?
No, not
You're
yet.
good. I think I need them.
I'm sure it's coming.
I'm pretty sure I need them.
Oh, yeah, you need them.
I've been screwing up my cue cards all day today.
Don't give in. Hold
No,
out.
Just hold out. All right. Use it as an excuse, right? I didn't see.
I like it. A little bit of smoke to it. It's pretty decent.
Not too shabby.
No, not too shabby at all.
Yeah.
So well done, boys.
That's it, man. All right,
Nice.
big paranormal event coming up at the end of the month. And you guys definitely know your way around a few ghosts and anything spooky. You guys seen some exorcisms, right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, we've had a few. Probably one of our most recent ones that we've been working on actually for over a year is one down in New Jersey. Actually, Eric here had before he actually joined our group, he got involved with this case and referred it to us. And we had contacted her, and we thought it was serious enough that we should go visit her. So we took a trip down. The group, about 4 or 5 of us from Nesper, we took a ride down to Jersey. While speaking with her, her eyes would change shape, and actually
Change shape?
and this happened right in front of us as we were speaking around the table. she was kind of dozing out, and her eyes turned into like the the cat eyes, the little slits.
Ooh.
And this went on and they were going in and out, and my buddy was sitting next to me, and he kept on hitting me. He was like, look. So we talked for a little while longer, and then we were like, all right, let's take a break, go outside, get some fresh air. And she came out with us, and we were sitting outside around a picnic table. She was talking to us, and we were talking to her, not even about the case or anything, just kind of, stepping back a little bit away from us. But as we're talking to her, her face was starting to, one side of her head would start to swell up.
Uh-oh.
And we knew we had something serious there, and ultimately, we knew we were going to have to have her, seen by a priest and possibly do an exorcism on her, and which she did. We eventually had her come up to Connecticut and use a priest that's out of the same parish that Ed and Lorraine used to use for their exorcisms.
A lot of exorcisms were done in this particular church.
And they
Well,
performed
what
an
qualifies
exorcism.
someone to do that exorcism?
Dan would probably be
Dan would be
the
the
person
best
to
at
talk
that.
to about that. But I'm not going to say the priest's name, but he has done them before. But there's some
Right.
type of protocol that's got to be done in order for him to do that. He had to fast, things of that nature.
You got to be sanctioned by the church
Yes.
to do that. So obviously none of us are.
So
that's
is
why
that
we had
sanctioned
her.
by a Catholic church?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, the Warrens were Roman Catholic, so that's what we base all our workings on and all that.
Okay.
But there are other faiths that do that. They have their own rituals. I'm not too familiar with those. Maybe Dan or maybe even Eric does.
Which,
but-
we're not opposed to that as long as we're going to help that person. Ed and Lorraine worked with many different people.
right.
But I don't think you were there
No.
for the first exorcism. There was 2 exorcisms. I was there for one of them. I can't forget that day. It was pretty frightening. Myself and 2 other investigators, Dan and Tony, we were there assisting, which basically means we were just there praying. And the priest did the rite of exorcism over her once. He was not responding. He did it again. During this, I looked up at her. She didn't turn her head, but both her eyes turned and glared at me, and it was frightening. She was shaking. Some of the things that Chris was describing that she did when he was there at her home, she was doing during the exorcism. And the thing with these exorcisms, they don't always work the first time. It's a process. It could happen many times until this person is exorcised.
Some people never get rid of them.
Because after that's done, you as a person, you have to do the rest of the work. You got to work on yourself and fix these problems that may have opened you up, that made the demon come into your life.
Well, that was going to be a question I have. What would that person, what would be so inviting for that demon to come into this person?
There's many things: drug use, bad relationships,
Even mental illness.
mental illness is one of them. Yeah,
If you're
Is that right?
if you're weak, that's who the demonic go for. Tony Sparrow always describes it as if you're a thief or a criminal and you're walking down the street, you're going to hit the little old lady. You're not going to hit the guy that's all jacked up and strong. You're going to go after somebody weaker. So that's kind of what the demonic does. They go after the weak, or they find that weak,
a chink in your aura.
Right. He said what I was going to say, but find that weak link and they'll attack that, and keep on going at you.
They'll infiltrate when the time is right.
Any Jewish exorcisms?
I'm not familiar with them. I know Ed and Lorraine Warren did. They always worked with other
People of other religions.
clergy and whatnot. Right.
As long as it was going to help the person, like the afflicted, they would help them and work with other people.
Sometimes it helps to be touched by a moil, You gotta get a rabbi in there, Why can't priests and rabbis work together on this?
Well, I think maybe they do.
They might. They might.
It's not uncommon. We had a case in New Jersey where you're going to know what I'm talking about. And she was Jewish. It's like all right, well, then you need to get a rabbi to come to your home because I kept telling her to get a priest.
Right.
Yeah, whoever's going to help.
But you have to want to do the work yourself. We can only
Exactly.
do so much. So.
Eric, you're a little younger than us, but Chris, you might remember. Remember 2020 in the 90s had an exorcism?
2020.
There was an exorcism.
No, it's not ringing a bell.
They had an exorcism on 2020, and the priest was the priest from my church. But they did not show his face. They showed him like he was dark enough. They hid his identity, but I knew his voice and I knew his height. And he had this really, really bad, not bad, but strong Latin accent. Right. So we knew who it was. Everybody. And this priest is the one. This is when I went to confession when I was 12 years old. Asked me if I masturbate
because he was. I'm going to leave that alone.
I'm going to say this. This priest asked me. The priest asked me if I ever have sex, and I was 12 years old. And I was like, no. I mean, I'm not one of those cool kids that. Did the babysitter like everybody's story is, but then the priest asked me, do you masturbate? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, no.
And then he told me that it was, I always heard that masturbation was a sin. This priest told me, well, that's better. That way you won't get any diseases. And then like a year later.
I thought he was going to say you're releasing your demons.
That's it. Because a year later,
I thought he was going to say something else.
He was on when he was on 2020. A lot of people were calling him out on the whole thing being fake and all that, and so he ended up leaving the church.
Yeah, I don't remember. That.
Do you remember the name of the church?
For other reasons too.
I was St. Mary's in Milford.
Creeper.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where that is.
And the priest was Father Ladamus. I'll never forget.
Wow, we're throwing him out
there. Was this story
ever
told by?
Well, he passed away years ago. So
that escalated quickly.
He's gone.
Was this story known by others?
Huh?
So do you?
Do I what? Masturbate? 3 times before I came here today.
Why do you want to know?
I don't know.
Don't we all? Jody does.
I thought he wanted to tell us. I wanted to get it off his chest there.
Well, Jody.
You wanted to what?
Jody told us all about masturbation on one of his episodes.
I know.
Anyway, Cannonball.
We need to get ourselves some Cannonball, Johnny.
Do you want some Cannonball? Or?
Sure, man. You called it.
I called
Cannonball.
Cannonball.
You can't call Cannonball and not Cannonball.
Oh, you got shot glasses?
Of course.
You down for doing a Cannonball with us?
Sure.
One shot?
Sure.
One shot? All right. Let me dig in the freezer. You guys talk about spooky stuff while I
You
dig
can
in the
throw it
freezer.
right in here. That's fine.
That's cool.
No, we have these nifty.
You sure you don't want to just use it?
Here we go. For whatever reason, there's like the static. And if one breaks, we have plenty more. Oh, here we go.
Cool.
There. Well, you're really diddling that thing, aren't you?
I'm sticking my fingers in there as far as I can go, but I can't get it out.
I think that thing's going to sprout soon.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That one's broken. There's one broken inside it.
All right, I got a little Cannonball for you.
Oh, boy. What do we got there?
What is that?
Let's make it a surprise.
All right, well, that one's done. All right, on to the next. Here we go. Cannonball me, Johnny. Cannonball
Looks like vodka.
Cannonball.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
It could be vodka. It could be. It's definitely clear.
Has anybody tried the Metallica whiskey blackened?
No.
I have not either.
Thanks, sir.
I forgot about that.
I drank their beer.
Oh, you didn't have one?
I don't have a cup.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh.
Oh.
Wow, these are some crazy cups, man. There's a lot of static in there.
All right.
All right. Here's the busting ghosts, everybody. Cannonball.
Cannonball.
Tap to get rid of them spirits.
Cheers.
One more time.
Oh, that's tasty.
Oh, it's chocolatey.
That was smooth. That was like chocolate pudding.
I like
was.
that. That's
That
good.
was like chocolate pudding. You're right.
Chocolate pudding.
With a little bit of a rubbing alcohol after smell.
It's good.
No, it's good. Good shit.
Cleanse your spirits.
See, we weren't going to hit you with no crazy.
What's that?
That's the porter.
That's a porter.
I drank so much crazy shit when I was younger.
Crazy stuff.
Remember Black House? I
No.
used to drink a lot of Black House.
What's
and
Black House?
Jaeger,
What's it, like Rumplemans?
And like Jägermeister. It's all Metallica's fault. Oh, I always had Jägermeister in my leather
You were a
jacket.
rock star. You were a rock star, man. He lived the rock star lifestyle.
All right, Eric, you hit the drums. How long have you been playing drums for?
Oh my god! My parents bought me my first kit. I was 12. I started my first band when I was in junior high. I recorded.
Where are they now?
You know, house.
That's a whole show by itself, John.
I'm actually going to see Metallica in Florida on June
That shocks me. That
November
you're going to see
4th.
Metallica.
November 4th. And I'm going to see my guitar player, who I haven't seen in a very long time. But, things go down. You don't see people. Life happens.
Well, you have a reunion tour.
We were like a local band, but we played like 100 shows throughout like New York, and we played the Stone Pony, a bunch of really cool places. My band opened up for Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, wow.
At the Rec Room.
That's a good
That's
gig.
an old band.
Elmwood Park, New Jersey. We recorded a couple albums. We were called Chaotic Abyss. Just a bunch of metalhead kids like to cause trouble and play heavy metal music.
Yeah, he's a rock star. He led that lifestyle for a while.
A little. It was just local nonsense, I didn't play to like thousands of people.
Stop, you're a rock star.
Is that full time for you? Music and playing Chasing Ghosts?
I was when I was in a band, I was like working retail, and I was a lot younger. Right now, I just kind of concentrate on ghosts and taking care of the cats.
Have either of you
at home.
ever seen a ghost?
I have. I've seen ghosts. I've been touched by ghosts. I've been kicked by ghosts. I've been scratched by ghosts.
What does a ghost look like? I guarantee it doesn't look like your stereotypical sheet with two holes cut in it.
It depends on many different factors. How much energy it has to manifest itself. I saw a ghost in the basement of the Twisted Vine.
That's a spooky place
in Derby, Connecticut.
That's a cool spot, though.
It is a cool spot.
It's very well known to be haunted. I can't remember the name of the gentleman, but it was a bank at once.
Right.
And I can't remember the name of the guy, but after I saw him, we talked about it.
I was with you.
Yeah.
It was behind me.
Because the vault is still in there.
Yeah,
the vault is still in there, but we were in the basement by the bar, and he walked right through the basement area.
Yeah, there's a bar down
Very
there.
quickly. It was like 2 seconds. I saw him walking through. I described him to people that work there. But yeah. And then other times it's like disembodied voices and things of that nature.
I've seen shadow figures. That's probably about it.
What about the old Carousel Garden
I've never been there, but
in Seymour?
I know that Lorraine did many events there.
That was
I
a
wasn't
big
there when it was
haunted
haunted,
happening for many, many years.
The people that there now, they claim that there's nothing there, but that the owners, they claim nothing is there. But
Really?
it's a hair academy now.
That is correct. Yeah.
Is it haunted hair? No?
They claim no, but I spoke to some of the students, and they seem to think it is. They've said there's been some minor activity, nothing crazy.
Now, Chris, you're a police officer?
Yep, in Seymour. Yep.
Seymour, huh? How long?
20. I just hit my 23rd year.
Wow.
In there a long
So you
time.
got like 2 more years to go.
2 more technically. Yeah, we'll see.
If they give you a freeze T-shirt, you sign on for a few more years?
If they offered me that much, yeah, maybe I'll stay. Right now, I'm 3 more and out. I want out. I'm done.
Now, how does your police work help you with ghost hunting?
It's funny because everybody calls me. Everybody. We'll call.
He's good
we'll
at
call
interrogating
Chris.
our clients.
Well, that's
What's your
true.
ringtone on your phone?
It's that.
Oh, I was hoping
That's spooky.
Ghostbusters.
No. I didn't go that stereotypical.
Are you Ghostbusters fans?
Pretty fun, though.
Of course.
Of course, you gotta
He's
be,
a
right?
big fan of everything.
Well, I mean,
He's
that's
everything
funny.
paranormal.
I mean, when I was a kid, I loved the Ghostbusters. I loved the cartoon, and now look at what I do. It's just like it was like foreshadowing for my future.
But they turned Slimer from this ghost eating hot dogs to
Their pet.
the pet,
Yeah,
which was very strange.
it was a cartoon.
I understand
What are
that.
you gonna do?
Now here's something. I mean, I'm a purist when it comes to this stuff. Old or original Ghostbuster or new Ghostbusters?
Are you talking about the mess of the 2016 movie?
Yes.
Oh, the ladies?
Yes.
No comment. Let's just pretend like that never happened.
Let me tell you, that wasn't a good movie. It had nothing to do that it was women.
No, it's
Nothing.
true.
Because that cast is very, very funny. That whole...
Oh, they're
I
hilarious.
agree.
But they
Melissa
weren't in that movie.
McCarthy's great.
No,
I
it was
agree
awful.
They're all funny, but it was awful.
Yeah, it was a bad movie. It was a bad script.
Yeah.
Well, that's you take something that's so sacred to people like the Ghostbusters, and then you totally switch it. Like, for instance, I'm a huge Lost Boys fan. They're remaking the Ghostbusters. They're remaking the Lost Boys, and it's gonna be bad.
Leave it alone.
I know it's gonna be
on.
bad.
Why ruin a good thing?
Because no one
Well,
can
there
come
was
up with new
also
ideas.
there was also that new Ghostbusters movie that was coming out. But
Afterlife. It's Egon's.
That's coming out in
niece, I
Thanksgiving
think.
weekend.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Because I've seen previews for
It's kind of like a passing of the torch, so I've heard. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
Well, I thought it was like the beginning of something.
Seems to look more like Stranger Things now.
Well,
Yeah,
I think a
that's what
couple
I
of the
kinda
kids
got from
are
that too,
are
yeah.
from that.
I think
Right?
it's like she inherits Egon's house. Egon's like her grandfather or something like that.
They dig up the car or something, find the old.
We'll see.
We gotta watch it, right?
I'll watch
I'll
it.
watch
Of course.
it. I mean, I watched Ghostbusters 2016 when it came out, but it was like, what did they do? What did they do?
Stop remaking stuff, man. Hollywood sucks.
I watched Venom today.
If it's done right.
How was that?
Venom was good. I'm a Marvel guy, so I enjoy. Actually, Venom's one of my favorite characters in Marvel. I won't spoil anything, but there's going to be good stuff coming up with Venom.
The old Batman movies.
Oh, okay.
I want to see the new James Bond that's coming out.
Yeah, that's been out this weekend.
Right.
Halloween Kills was coming out the 15th.
Is that your?
There's gonna be a
Now that's not your boy though. Your boy's Jason, right?
I mean, my boy's Jason, but I can get down with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. What do you think of my favorite Jason movie, which is Jason Takes Manhattan?
He loves that.
We just became best friends. I think it's very underrated, and I think it's a missed opportunity. It's a fun movie. People take these movies too seriously. It's about a dude in a hockey mask killing people. It's fun. The money shots Jason in Times Square. The kills were creative. It's
when the boxer. That's what made
Julius.
I laughed so hard.
Great scene. Cool dude. He still has the head. He brings it to conventions.
Who does?
VC Dupree.
Oh, the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
He has the severed head still.
So what you're saying is,
awesome.
All right, what happened in
Friday
the
the
movie?
13th 10 wasn't your favorite?
Jason
I didn't see the space one.
Jason in Space is awesome.
I did like.
Such a fun movie.
I did like Jason versus Freddy. I like that one.
That was a great
that was-
movie.
That was like a
That was a
WWE
great
match.
movie.
It really was. So bloody.
Great movie.
It's so funny. Before he brings up Part 8, everyone hates
I
Part
love
8.
Part 8.
I love Part 8.
I loved it. I loved the. All right.
Because I remember when I was a kid and I saw the trailer and I'm like, oh, he's going to New York. And I begged my parents to let me go see it. They didn't let me. Then my dad rented it for me. And then the opening scene when they're in the boat, it's like 2 seconds of my mom's like, he's not watching that movie. So
Nothing wrong with a pair of jubblies in a horror movie, right?
I think what needs to happen now is Jason be released into New York today to take care of some of the problems New York has.
Oh, Cuomo? No, he's gone. He's gone.
De Blasio, whatever. Jason needs to be reinstated in New York City.
I said, well, why don't you put the hockey mask on? You're Jason. So.
All right. I think we can try to do that. Let's make it happen, Johnny.
Make it happen.
Actually, I got the hockey mask, so we're almost there.
So, what, at the end of that movie, though, who really won? Did Jason win, or?
oh, come on. Who walks out of the lake holding whose head?
But it wasn't over because he winked at the crowd.
Yeah,
at the end.
they had to make both fan bases happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's like that WWE thing.
It really was.
It's like a loss by disqualification, so both people don't look like they lost, right?
I liked it a lot more when it came out. Now it's kind of silly thinking back.
I still say that the 3 times I laughed the most in a movie was Jason knocking that boxer's head off. The boxer's in, he's punching, he's bobbing and weaving, he's punching Jason. Jason one shot, boom, punches him in the head. The head goes flying off the building.
into a dumpster.
It's awesome.
It's a hole in one.
I laughed so hard. And then other than that, I laughed at like Borat and Jackass and those kind of movies. But I'll never forget that. That sticks with me today. That's one of my favorite.
You guys are
horror.
ruining the movie for me. I haven't seen
Spoiler. Is it too soon?
Too
Too soon?
Too soon.
Jason 8 was that 1989?
89.
Was it 1989?
Yep,
Are
89.
you freaking kidding
Wow,
me?
that's so far away.
Dude, I was a freshman in high school.
What do you guys sit in front of you, Johnny?
A beer, but I want to open it in the sink so it doesn't explode all over
So you
our
don't
equipment.
spill it.
Because you never know with Pesky.
Yeah, and I want you also to roll it to get all the adjuncts.
I'm going to roll it. All right.
Because that's something that we should have done with this Witchdoctor, because there was a lot of adjuncts.
But it was
in
so
on the
delicious
bottom.
we drank
It was
it.
good. I
The
think we
adjuncts
might
were all
have
at the
missed
bottom?
out. Yeah, the adjuncts were all in the bottom.
All right. I'll tell you what.
There was a lot of hop matter coming up.
Are you guys cool with it?
Yes.
Glasses are all empty, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't need a rinse, right?
No, I think
Real men don't rinse.
No, that's fine.
No, beer is beer, man.
No
So, like, what other kind of real creepy stuff have you encountered?
Trying to think like real quick off the top of my head. I mean, there's a location in Derby. It's a funeral home, and we've been there quite a few times. You've been there.
We're not supposed to mention the location of the funeral.
So we
home.
won't name the the funeral home, but
Oh, good, because I was just about to ask you. Whereabouts?
we were there one night. They do renovations there quite often, and it sparks activity. It's not just haunted because it's a funeral home. So we were there one night, Dan and I.
So renovations of this building.
Renovations can spark activity.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Cause like the spirits that are there are like, what's going on? I don't know.
Why'd you wake me up?
We were there one night up in the attic. The owners hate going up there. We were about to start doing an EVP session, electronic voice phenomenon. So we're standing there, we're already recording, and out of nowhere from the end of the hallway, just a loud, like right out of a horror movie. And Dan looks at me, he's like, "You hear that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I heard that." And I ran right into the darkness of the room that had happened, and I hooked up my spirit box. And I'm like, "Who's in here? Who did that?" I get all charged up. I love this stuff.
He's pretty emotional.
Now, are you carrying beads at the time that you're doing this? Like rosary beads?
I always have holy water on me. Yes, rosary beads.
And we're not talking the stuff
sacramentals.
from Witchdoctor.
No, I mean like real stuff that's blessed, like third class relics. And I would have, my faith is this guy's like the best beard pourer ever. He said he was going to open it over this thing, and then he came back and.
So continue, please.
So we're various different religious objects I always keep with me, and my faith is strong. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I don't go to church all the time. Last time I was at church was for the exorcism, but I always have religious things with me to, keep me safe.
Sure.
Lorraine always told us before we go into cases, and she'll tell us at her lectures, if you, like you said, you've been to them in the past, always imagine yourself in the white light, which is, God's white light.
Nothing can penetrate
right.
that.
And that's kind of what we do before we go in. We kind of do that kind of stuff.
Wow.
I'm trying to think of other scary things. There's so many
Well, I guess my other question is, besides Connecticut, have you guys traveled
yes.
outside of Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, or even beyond?
Well, I mean, I grew up in New Jersey, so I did a bunch of investigating in Jersey and New York. And then when I was under contract with the Travel Channel, I traveled America for 2 months, and I was in Utah, I was in Florida, I was in Texas, I was in Washington, I was in Illinois. So yeah, I've traveled a little bit. Plan on doing some more traveling.
Well, we get a lot of calls. Some are just too far away from us to.
Who are you going to call?
Exactly.
Jesper.
But it comes out of our own pocket a lot. I mean, if somebody wants to offer to pay for our travel,
there you go.
I mean, we'll come out.
We never ask for money though.
We never ask for money, but if you want us to come out and really need us to, I mean, it's not cheap to travel. So, but we do travel. Within the tri-state area, we go up, all the way up north and
wherever we gotta go. It's somewhat close.
Right. We go to New Jersey a lot. For whatever reason, we do go down to New Jersey quite a few times. We get a lot of clients, but we do a lot of stuff over the phone. People call us for advice all the time.
Well, it kind of seems like there's a lot of evil in New Jersey anyway. So,
well, this is true. I watch The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
I started and left off in season 4.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have a porter when we come back, and I did open it over the sink, but when I poured it in a cup, that head popped up like a boner and almost made a mess on the rug. Apologize for that.
Happens to the best of us.
All right.
I just vacuumed.
More beer when we come back.
was scary.
A little bit, huh?
A little bit.
Well, we're the paranormal guys, man. Gotta be a little scary.
What do you think about going out with one of these guys and checking out their ghost busting?
Want to go hang out in a cemetery or something?
That'd be cool.
Sure. We could set it up.
Now, about ghost busting in cemeteries. Well, what's this thing about the orbs? Well, what's that all about?
I'm personally not a big fan. But, Eric?
It's just spirit energy, and they show up in sphere-type things. Like, people call them orbs. That's spirit energy.
It's not like dust on the camera lens?
It could be.
Anything?
I mean, people see... A lot of times when people show that evidence, you got to know what to look for in the videos. Like, if there's, like, intelligence to how these things are moving, it's some type of spirit energy. I mean, I feel like I've been doing this long enough that I could tell if it's, like, dust or some type of spirit activity.
I just tell people that it's, oh, yeah, that's interesting.
And then he leaves it at that.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's too hard to tell for me.
What's your thought?
I know. I have so many questions about these because you always see, like, and I'll take, for instance, like Instagram. Someone will post a picture and they point out the orbs that are floating, and they are, equated to, like, their loved ones or something like that. I mean, if that's what you believe, and again, I don't know I believe.
That's why I don't like to get into it,
because it's just,
nobody likes to be told that
don't really know
that they're wrong,
that their orb is in a family member or something like that. So I personally, I don't like people send me those all the time by email or text message. And
Facebook Messenger is constantly blowing up. Look at all these.
I mean, do they come in like? And I don't want to sound like a dope. But like these orbs, are they in various colors, or are they just, hazy?
Sometimes, yeah, they can be. I've seen different colored orbs.
So does that dictate like the type of energy, like evil compared to good, loved one, someone that you wanted to beat up in school?
Some people have that theory.
Yeah.
I don't get into all that because I don't know. It's not necessarily I believe that every orb is something. So, when you're taking these pictures, a lot of people take and they guess something. The best thing to do is take multiple pictures and see what comes out in your other. Mm-hmm. And you kind of compare, oh, look, it's here, but then it's not here.
Well, because I remember back, like, seeing the lecture at Shelton High School, and, there was all kinds of pictures that Ed and Lorraine had taken over the years, and it was just amazing to me, that a lot of these were in graveyards. Mm-hmm. I mean, some were in houses that they had gone into, but it was primarily graveyards. Could that possibly be, I don't know, say like the ground, emitting, gases or something like that?
Well, when you take, when you take these pictures, you want to make sure nobody's smoking. You want to make sure you're holding your breath when you snap that picture, and take multiple pictures.
Mm-hmm. No one's running around with a sheet over their head, right?
Right. Because there are lots of factors, but steam's coming from the ground. That's interesting. That's a new one, but it's it's plausible.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there because it's just something that I was thinking about as we were talking earlier.
No, we always tell people take more than one picture. I mean, you get one picture, that doesn't do anything. Take a couple, and then you can compare. Sometimes you'll see, with multiple pictures, you might see something actually form a figure. I know that's how they've caught the lady in white at Union Cemetery with multiple pictures.
Mm-hmm. Ed filmed her.
Right.
Got her on video. September of 1990, Ed Warren went to Union Cemetery and he camped out for about a week straight. And then one night she appeared, and he started to approach her. She disappeared. Then he approached her again. He got her on camera, and he said that right before she manifested, it went completely silent. Like the crickets and everything, it just went silent, and she appeared. And that was the first time ever he caught an apparition on video.
Because I've read in like articles, Connecticut Post and so on, about the white lady as people are driving past Union Cemetery. She just appears, and people drive right through her, and they stop, and she's gone.
Yeah, the story is she haunts Union Cemetery in Easton, Connecticut, and Stepney Cemetery in Monroe, and apparently she's looking for her lost child. Oh. No one knows who she truly is.
Okay. What about Hannah Carana?
Ah, the witch.
Yeah, that's right in that area, too. on the Trumbull Shelter line, I think.
Yeah.
Trumbull Monroe line. She was, I believe, I'm not 100% on the story, but I believe she was
From Salem?
No. She lived right in Trumbull, Monroe.
But wasn't she like doing stuff with Goody
No,
Bassett?
they thought she was. They thought she was a witch, and they used to leave her gifts to keep her appeased or something like that.
Yeah, like, leave me a pie and I won't put a curse on you.
Yeah,
and
right,
stuff
right,
like
right,
that.
right.
That's a good trade.
I got to reread the story, but it's a crazy story. Like, something weird happened. Like when they were bringing her to her grave, and like her house went up in flames and snakes and all this scary.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
What kind of pie do you think you need to get out of a curse?
Well, that's a good.
Like a bits
I would
or
imagine,
something like that.
This time of year probably pumpkin pie, no doubt.
Sounds good.
Something spicy,
Perhaps
pumpkin
a
spice.
strawberry rhubarb.
Ooh.
I like cherry pie.
I'm sure you do.
I'm trying to think. Oh, was it Hooker? With a hook that comes out of the ground. I'm trying to think what cemetery.
Oh,
that was.
Hookman Cemetery?
Hookman Cemetery.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very
Got some
familiar with that one.
stories about that cemetery. I was there recently. I was growled at in that cemetery.
Get out of
like
here.
broad daylight. I was there investigating with a buddy of mine, another investigator. Broad daylight, growled at. There's woods behind it, and we were growled at. And we're just kind of standing there, like. So we kind of like walk in the woods. We're looking around. I'm like, we're gonna get eaten by like a mountain lion or something. I don't know what was in there, but I got some crazy responses out of the
It's
spirit
funny
box
because
there.
you had told me that, but I think a week or two before you were
We
there.
were there, and I was growled at
and
together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it happened
Very
a couple times. Yeah, that's
active
that's a spooky
cemetery.
thing. Yeah.
See, but the thing is with cemeteries, I don't think that it's like all earthbound spirits. An earthbound spirit is a human spirit that dies like very quickly, and it's just like they don't know they're dead, and they're just kind of like wandering. I think when it comes to cemeteries, it's something of a darker nature. I think it's mostly inhuman, a demonic spirit, because the demonic like to go and hide out in the graves and see dead bodies, because we are created in God's creation, so they like to see us dead and rotting. And that's why when you're dealing with something like a demonic haunting, one of the things to look for, something that usually comes up, is like a rotting flesh scent, because these demons like to hide out in graves.
Ooh-wee.
What would that smell like?
It's a
Rotting
it's
flesh.
It's like
Yeah.
a
Never actually
disgusting,
like,
putrid
smelled
smell.
rotting flesh.
Smell like cedar
Like
chips.
like roadkill, like a dead animal. Like,
Rotting flesh. Yeah, you don't
Nah,
want
not
to
my
smell
favorite.
I could tell you some stories.
it. No, I could.
Because I've gone by some meatpacking places in New Haven. It's like, whoa, that
Oh, yeah.
stinks. I don't know if that's rotting,
well, just
flesh
that.
or
Well,
I'm
you
not
ever
really
open
sure.
it, dead, you're an old steak or something from the back of the fridge. You open it up and it stinks. It's like 100 times worse than that. It's awful.
You know what has a good aroma?
What's that?
This delicious beer from Pesky.
It is tasty.
A beer so good, we actually drank it during the commercial break.
Yes, we did.
We didn't. We still have
I'm still sipping this, man.
I'm enjoying
This is really
this.
good.
This is really good. Shout out to Dave Pesky.
You got a nice,
from
nice caramel, maybe some burnt sugar.
Chris is
Does
going
smell
back in
good.
for a sniff. It's good, man. This is really good.
Bit of chocolate. What do you think?
A little bit.
I can smell that. Okay.
That's good. Now, should I bust open another IPA so we could wash that down, or what?
I'd like to savor the flavor of this, man.
Savor the flavor, man. Savor the flavor.
Good. Savor the flavor, man.
That's it, man. Whoa, that came from the soul. That might have been a ghost.
I think that was a demon.
That was it. You got your protein pack there, or whatever.
Yeah, it's in the car.
Do we need to call a priest
He's
or a
always
rabbi?
ready to go.
Do you have a ghost trap as well?
I do.
You got all the stuff.
Let's go.
Do you really?
I do.
Do do do
Got a PKE
do
mirror.
do do.
I have my own jumpsuit. With my...
You do.
You got the whole Ghostbusters.
I do.
You've ever been Ghostbuster for Halloween?
No, I'm a geek.
He
So
just
it's-
wears
I
it.
bought it.
You
It's,
must have
it's,
had-
it's in my man cave.
You must have some really cool Halloween costumes. You seem like that guy.
I mean, I was Jason a handful of times when I was a kid.
Can I just say he's got a life-size Jason on his front porch?
It's up 24/7.
Just sitting there. It's there every day.
It's not
He's
just
actually had a
Halloween.
complaint from.
Yeah, they sent
from
me
the
a letter
town.
in the mail. I was like, they're like, could you please take that down? Because we drive by your house a couple times a day. I'm like, well, why are you driving by my house a couple times a day?
Are you
And they're
stalking
like,
me?
my son
freaks.
gets night terrors and please bring your man with the mask inside. I'm like, it's on my fridge. I'm very proud of it.
What's the Mount Rushmore of horror film villains?
I mean, for me, it's always been Jason. It's always been Jason. I'm an 80s guy.
So are you a Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers guy?
Yeah, I love Jason. Jason's the man. Yeah, I grew up with all that stuff. Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, Leatherface. I like a lot of other stuff. As I started getting into the whole paranormal thing, I like a lot of the old supernatural stuff, like The Haunting and stuff like that. I like Italian horror films, like Suspiria.
Yes, I like the slasher films. The real scary stuff is not for me. I will leave the theater.
Is that right?
Or I'll hide under the...
See, that's the stuff I like. I don't
the
like
original
that.
Amityville
like
Horror is one of my all-time favorites.
Isn't that based on the Warrens?
Well, it's a true story that the Warrens did investigate that case, yes.
So you're talking the one that didn't have Ryan Reynolds in it?
The original.
Original, yeah.
Like from 74, I believe, or 78. I think that movie came out with a... God, who was in that movie?
I forget his name. The guy with the beard.
The
the
dude
girl...
that's married to...
I can't remember his name. The girl from
Barbara
Superman.
Streisand.
The girl from Superman was in it.
What horror movie actually got you scared?
As a kid, The Exorcist really scared me. I remember seeing parts of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was like 10 and like being really freaked out.
Oh, that terrified me. That guy,
Like when he slams the door, I was
me.
just like terrified.
Fright Night.
Fright Night?
That's a classic. Gotta love it.
Fright Night.
It scared you?
Scared the crap out of me.
Remakes are terrible.
Yeah. I'm not a vampire guy, dude. I don't like vampires. Don't like the whole vampire thing. It just freaks me out.
We say, Chris, what scared you in the movies?
Yeah, probably The Exorcist, no doubt.
Which is a real case, by the way.
Right.
You guys made it through Pet Cemetery with that crazy lady in the bed?
The original.
Yeah, the original. Well, that scared the hell
Did
out
not
of me.
see the new one.
Children of the Corn.
Oh, that was a good one.
So good.
Yep.
I remember seeing that down at the Milford Grubbin Pub over there.
Oh,
What was that one down by
Wasn't
Bob's?
that a great place?
That was.
What a great place that was.
Yeah.
The pub and cinema.
Oh, pub and cinema. That's
Forgot
it.
about
Milford. They had like leather plush seats.
Right.
They'd bring you instead of getting popcorn, you get like a BLT.
And you could bring your own beer, right?
No, they serve it.
Oh, no, they served
beer.
it. We
Okay.
brought our own, though, yes.
Yeah,
We brought our own,
Okay.
and we were under 21,
Right.
and they still.
we
Right.
milked them out of Heineken every time we went to a
boy.
movie.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
I think the last
Good
thing I saw
times.
there was Wayne's World 2.
Oh, nice.
Children of the Corn.
You saw it there?
I think was the last one I saw there.
I don't remember what I saw there.
Good
Great.
times.
Yep.
Classic.
Not too many good new horror films. That's in my opinion.
What's the one that just came out that everybody's complaining about? Malignant?
James Wan directed it, and I didn't see it, so I
I
can't
haven't seen
really
it yet.
say anything about
I've
it.
heard bad things.
But I
too.
think they were
Bad
expecting
reviews.
something like The Conjuring, and it wasn't, so they're like, oh, it's bad. Like, whatever.
Although I heard that Chris Rock one.
Yeah, but that was part of the Saw.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
don't like the Saw movies.
Oh,
I'm
you like
a
that? You like the
big
Saw?
fan
I
of
like the Saw
movies,
But it wasn't.
yeah.
I guess it wasn't like that though, right?
Those movies are just so, like, it's just an excuse for gore. I don't know. Those movies are, like, so...
But I heard it was pretty good. I don't like them either. I haven't watched any of them.
What's wrong with having an excuse for gore?
That was fun every October.
I need
'cause
some
you knew when it would
gratuitous
come out.
nudity with my gore, which is why I'm a huge fan of the
Yeah,
Friday
Oh,
the
yeah,
13th
13
movies.
series. Yeah, I get it.
Why no boobs anymore in the horror films?
I don't know, man.
You know?
That's a good point.
We're all walking on eggshells now.
Yeah, you can't.
It's ridiculous.
No, but they always put lesbians in there for whatever reason. I never get that either. You know, I was watching that series on Netflix, Haunting of Hill House,
Yeah.
and there's got to be a lesbian scene. Then the second one that came out, another lesbian scene. So I'm just curious on what's going to happen in the third one that they just put out. There's got to be a
Another
lesbian, scene. It seems like a trend, man.
Is that a bad thing?
What's the problem?
Well, when you're watching something like that with your daughter, and this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
pops up, and you're like, "Whoa, forgot about that." You know, that's not cool.
That's everything now. Every time you turn on a show, you got it, and you're watching it with the kid, thinking it's going to be all right.
Just don't show your kids Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, great,
Oh, yeah.
great.
That's-
You know, I was thinking about Revenge of the Nerds and that tricycle game that they had.
Oh yeah.
You gotta chug a beer. We gotta try that.
All right.
Had an episode.
That's
Get the
good idea.
tricycles.
We always talked about it, but never did it. We need to have some form of beer man beer triathlon.
Yes.
That's what we need, Johnny. A beer man beer triathlon.
We can get you guys involved, like we can run away from Jason Meyer.
Sure.
Jason.
You got to
Michael
run out of
Myers or
the
something.
run out of the haunted house or something.
All right. Things to come. All right.
I think that tricycle game has definitely got to be.
Oh, we definitely need to do
Plus
that.
a Belgian contest.
Oh, yeah.
That could be all part of it.
What do you think of a ladies' Belgian contest?
You know, there's something that...
There's something...
There's something about that, man.
You know,
About a woman belching?
it's about a chick farting. How about that?
Oh my god.
It's hard to do on command, though.
He just sent me a video. It's one of his friends. Can I say this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's one of his friends.
Say her
that
name
was
or the name of the team.
They were investigating the real Conjuring house over in Rhode Island. So he sends me this clip. He goes, "Oh, watch this, right?"
Oh, no.
Watch it. It's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Yeah, he goes, "Skip over the first 5 minutes." So I skip over, and it's this chick, a friend of his, and she's walking through the basement, and all of a sudden she just lets one rip. Like, it shook the foundation of the Conjuring
It's
house.
hilarious. I'm like, if that basement wasn't haunted, it definitely is now.
But I've never heard anything.
Cleared out everything that's in that basement.
I don't know any
That was funny.
girls that can do that.
Goodness.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh, more beer. More beer. More beer?
Dude, we need more beer.
Yeah.
More beer.
All this ghost stuff is making me scared.
Do you need a pee break for a beer with more beer? Or do you want to go just right into it? All right, we'll take a... This is what we're going to do. We're all going to take a whiz. We're not going to cross the beams. But,
Cross the beams.
Streams. You can't
Streams.
cross the streams, man. Streams. Take a pause for the cause. Take a whiz. We'll be back. Gotta talk some tunes with the guys. 'Cause I know they love tunes. And try an IPA from Fallen Timbers. With more beer, man. Beer. The Warren Seekers of the Supernatural Paracon is October 29th through the 31st. You can check out our guests there at the Marriott in Waterbury.
Yep.
Tickets still available for Sunday night. Friday and Saturday are sold out.
Also, check them out at Warren's Paracon on Instagram.
That's it. And what will you guys be doing there at the con?
Well, the Friday, we're going to have which is sold out, we have a VIP party that's going to be all our guests. And all the team is going to be there. So we'll be partying on Friday.
We'll
and
be
then
mingling,
partying, having a good time. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have about 40 plus vendors,
guest speakers,
some other little
That's
surprises.
big to do.
artifact room,
Yeah, artifacts.
The real deal, man.
Yeah, we'll have Annabelle there.
the idol, the Sandy Hook idol,
The Sandy Hook idol will be
the
there.
dinosaur from the Devil in Connecticut case.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of items that are in
Shadow
the...
doll.
For anybody who doesn't know, what can you tell us about Annabelle?
Annabelle was a doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. Back in the 70s, the Warrens were called to a house, or to an apartment, rather, by a couple. I think
Two nurses, I believe it was Hartford.
Yes, and they had some strange things happening where things would be moved around the house. The doll would be moved. They would leave, and the doll would be somewhere else. They'd find notes around the room written
parchment paper,
saying "Help me." So they had a
psychic medium came in.
right.
Dude,
and-
can you imagine walking into a place and you see that parchment paper, help me? Like, where'd that come from?
Yeah,
Oh my
pretty
goodness.
crazy. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
Psychic medium came in and said there was a spirit by the name of Annabelle that was inhabiting the doll.
A child.
But that was not true. And Lorraine Warren came in, and Lorraine picked up right away what was going on. It was a demonic entity using the doll as a conduit to gain recognition, to the end result, to possess someone. So they took the doll to the museum. A gentleman that was dating one of the girls in the apartment got psychic wounds. He was taking a nap there one day, and he woke up and he had slash marks appear on him, and he was having a nightmare about the doll.
And ultimately, they took the doll away to get it away from the this girl, and their roommate. They took it back to the museum, and it's been pretty much sitting there ever since. It used to not be in a glass case, which now you guys all know. You've seen the pictures where it's behind the glass case. It used to just sit on a chair in the corner of the museum. And, the Warrens would have guests come over. And one time, while Ed stepped out of the office, a priest was over, was inside the museum, grabbed a doll, and he was yelling at it.
Threw it across the room.
Right. And ultimately threw it across the room. And then Ed came into the room and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And gave him a little tongue lashing and told him to leave. And the priest left. And on the way home, I believe he got into an accident or something, right?
Wasn't he riding a motorcycle?
No, that's another story.
That's
actually.
another story.
Yeah.
That was a young man that was taunting the doll and making fun and like touching the mirror, and Ed kicked him out, and then he got in an accident when he left, and he died.
Yeah,
Right.
because I remember hearing the story actually at one of the lectures about the
yep.
individual getting on his motorcycle and riding away, and I thought the doll was on his bike, but still, nonetheless, that guy got into an accident and died.
No, he was taunting the doll, hitting the glass, telling him, if you're possessed, or you're demonic, do something to me. And Ed, again, kicked him out because Ed was kind of a no-nonsense guy. So if you messed around in there, didn't listen to what he told you, he was going to throw you out. So he left with his girlfriend on the back of the bike, and they took off and ended up crashing on
That's what it was.
I think it was Route 25 there.
Yeah.
1980, I believe that was.
Yeah, early 80s.
But, of course, you're going to have big balls fighting pointing your finger at a doll.
Is this the doll that paved the way for Chucky?
I don't know if there's any tie to that, but
Good question.
I'm sure that kind
I've
of
never
story.
heard anything.
I mean, Annabelle was the original doll, so it's possible.
Do you have like a
Fun facts for you.
Do you have an Annabelle of your own? Or no?
No.
I got some haunted stuff in my house.
Do you really?
I got a mirror from a house in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It was a very well-known haunted house. The owner gave it to me. I've got some other things, but it just popped in my head because he brought up Chucky. I went to high school with Alex Vincent, who played Andy in Child's Play 1 and 2, who is now reprising his role in the new Chucky series.
Oh wow!
Hackensack, New Jersey. I went to Hackensack High with Alex Vincent. Cool dude.
Yeah, I just saw something on the TV that there's this new Chucky's thing.
Yeah, a bunch of characters from the earlier films. Most of the films are all reprising their roles. Jennifer Tilly. So.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
In fact,
Wasn't she the bride of
Yeah.
Chucky, right?
Yeah. And that cemetery's in Hackensack, New Jersey in that movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Pretty cool.
She was
Get
cool.
it?
She had a
Hack.
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 I get it.
Got any beer?
What?
Yeah, man, we got beer.
What do you got?
We wouldn't be a Beer Man Beer podcast without beer, man. This is called the Hophthalmologists
Hippity hop.
by Fallen Timbers. And this is a New England IPA. Comes in at 7%. It's got a nice fruity note
I like it.
on the sniff. But I do have to say, it's a little bitey.
A little bitey, man. You got some bite. Sometimes you need a little
Excuse
bite.
me.
What do you say, Chris? You enjoying this brew?
I am
It's very good.
Very good.
strong.
And actually, as it sits out, it starts to mellow a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
nice.
it does have that little bit of like a orange peel flavor to it. A little
I like
bit.
a strong beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I had taken a sip maybe about 5-10 minutes ago, and it warmed up a little bit more since then.
More flavor.
It's nice.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot here from you guys today
Yeah.
because it's something I wouldn't have picked up on, but I think you're absolutely right.
If you let the beer sit out a little bit, you can get more of the flavors.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get more of the characteristics of
Drink
it.
them too fast.
That's it, man.
I know. Slow down there.
Well, you do have a lot of breweries out there. Drink it cold, drink it cold, drink it cold.
That's why people chug Bud Lights because they have no flavor.
Drink it cold.
This is
'Cause,
true.
But this right here, as you let it sit, mellows out a little bit more, you start to get more of the characteristics. It's nice. Excellent. Good job, Tyler.
Fallen Timbers, follow
Fallen
them
Timbers Brewing Company.
on the Instagram.
Yep.
I like the smell. It smells
Solid stuff. Very floral. Very, very floral indeed. All right,
Oh,
JB.
yeah. We got some tunes. We're talking some tunes.
Let's talk some tunes.
Talk some tunes.
good. Sure.
Tune talking. We need some theme music.
Need some singers, right?
Some tune talking.
Some stingers. That's what they call it. Stinger, that little
Yeah.
music in
Tune
between.
talking.
In between.
Tune talking.
Tommy's tunes.
Yeah, man.
We don't have any more of this, do we?
I believe that's it, man.
That was the only can, huh?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right,
I'll
we
have
need
Tyler
more.
make some more.
Gotta have more. All right. Let's talk some tunes.
Here's a music horror film question for you. What is the best horror film soundtrack and why is it Shocker?
Oh, jeez.
Shocker. Shocker. That's a hard one. It's probably it's something from the 80s. There's so many of them. There's a lot of metal music for horror films in the 80s. I can't like pinpoint one right now. Or,
Shocker had Megadeth doing No More Mr.
No,
Nice Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it AC/DC?
What was that cover of? Who sang it originally?
Alice
That was Al
Cooper.
Cooper. Alice Cooper. Oh, but AC/DC had a whole album on...
Last Action Hero?
No.
Big Gun? Right?
Oh,
Remember that? Big
Yeah.
Gun?
That was not a horror movie, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Is Maximum Overdrive considered a horror movie?
That's a terrible movie.
I think it could possibly be
I
because
mean,
it was
Stephen
it
King.
was a possessed truck, right?
Yeah.
It was the Goblin, right?
Very good album, yeah. Yeah. But that was the whole AC/DC album.
Who Made Who?
Who Made Who? And it was almost like a greatest hits of...
Oh my goodness! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look into some more horror film soundtracks, but there's a lot of good rock music on a lot of horror films.
Alice Cooper again. Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives. Teenage Frankenstein. Hard Rock Summer. He's Back. The Man Behind the Mask.
Dokken had Dream
remember that
Warriors.
Oh,
song,
yeah. How could we forget
Dokken.
Rockin' with Dokken?
Dream Warriors.
Dream Warriors. Such a good tune.
Wasn't it George Lynch coming through the wall?
Yeah.
With his
With his-
skeleton
yeah.
guitar. Awesome.
And then that guitar came to life.
Yeah, you don't remember this, do you?
Nope. No
Oh,
clue.
oh my God.
You guys go.
So good. I saw them play that live.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wild.
They played some casino somewhere years ago. I went to go see them.
Oh, I saw Dokken up at Mohegan Sun,
All right.
Well,
and also at
Did you go see them in Milford when they played?
no,
They played in
saw them at
Milford.
the Oakdale though.
Where'd they play in Milford?
Yeah, the Daniel Street, which is now Eli's
Okay. Yep.
downtown. Yeah. Dokken was rocking there.
But Don Dokken's voice, I mean, I get it, he's old. His voice
it
is
happens.
not the same, and he's really, I mean, even that remastered album they came out with
But they slowed all the music down.
slowed it all
Yeah.
down. It was, to supplement his voice. It was okay, but it was like listening to like Unplugged. It was weird.
What do you say if you had a super band? What would you make it out of, Chris?
Eric, you tell him that.
Super band. Well, being the huge Metallica fan, I'd have it fronted by James Hetfield.
Oh, of course, right?
Rhythm guitar and vocals. I'm a big Typo Negative fan, so I'd like to see Peter Steele in there playing bass with some backing vocals. I very much miss Dimebag Darrell from Pantera. Throw him in there on guitar and John Bonham on drums. So James Hetfield and 3 dead guys.
Wow.
There's my super group.
What do you say, Chris? You got him?
I think I had Flea.
Me on drums.
Yeah, I think I did have you on drums. Didn't I put you? I
Tony
did.
on vocals.
I put you on drums. I did. I'm your
funny.
biggest fan.
It's true.
So I'm not on here, am I? Yeah, I think I had Flea and who else did I have on vocals? Did I put it in here?
John Bon Jovi.
Was it Joan Jett?
It wasn't Jones yet. That's good though. I like.
Was it Donnie Salvo?
This
Andy
is all
Gibb?
yours.
Britney
yeah,
Spears?
here. Oh yeah, Cornell. That's right. I had Cornell.
Rocker.
Chris Cornell.
Another dead guy.
Yeah, another dead guy.
That's it, man.
And Flea and Eric. I did have Slash on guitar there.
Nice.
Those are so simple though. Those are kind of your pretty basic guys. So
So, right, man. We had a lot of beer. Should we
Did
go
have a
over,
lot, man.
go over our beers? Have a little solid, not solid? Solid. Oh, yeah. We're having a blast with the Paranormal guys. We're going to come back and talk about what beers we thought are solid or not solid when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
It's Beer Man Beer. We're with the Paranormal guys. The Paranormal guys. Chris and Eric are here. We're having a blast drinking some beer, talking some ghosts, talking some tunes.
There's some scary shit out there, man.
Scary shit. And we're going to go over the beers that we tasted on the show.
That were not so scary.
No, those are tasty beers.
So we have right here Holy Water from Witchdoctor Brewing Company out of Southington, Connecticut. Comes in at a 6.66%. This,
Fitting beer for the time.
again, to recap, this is an IPA. Generously hopped with Huel melon and Ezeka hops. This, solid. I don't think there was ever anything out of Witchdoctor that we never thought was solid.
I think everything they have is pretty good. What do you say, Chris? You
Always
give
a
it-
fan.
You give it a solid or a not solid?
Solid. I liked it. Good stuff.
Solid. I like it.
Yeah, man. I agree too. It was very, very refreshing. It was almost like it was a bit light beer taste, but it almost drank like a nice cold water. Very, very smooth. Right? I think
Hence the name Holy Water.
holy water. Yeah, it was. It was some holy water, man.
And that's holy with a WH, because I don't think it was blessed.
No.
Next on the list, we have the Nautilus, which is a collaboration between Fallen Timbers Brewing Company and Industrial Mechanics.
Pesky.
It's called Wee Heavy with an ABV of 7.5%. This was a delicious beer. It was, I want to say light.
Yeah,
It wasn't, it was a heavy beer, hence the name, but it was very light. It was very good. It was nice and dark, malty. Definitely dug it. What are your thoughts, Chris?
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was very good.
That was a good one. That went down pretty quick.
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite of the night, but it was good. It was good.
Sorry, Dave.
I moving on to is another Dave one coming up, or
Another Dave one is coming up.
this might have been my favorite.
Well, see, we have the collaboration,
Yeah.
and then we have them separately. So I think another one from Industrial Mechanics Brewing Company. This was the Porter. It came in at 6%. This was delicious. You definitely get that nice roasty, malty finish. It was very aromatic in the nose as well.
Yeah, and a little caramel taste to it too.
Yeah, a little caramel to it as well. Yeah, a little bit of chocolate. Always good for the chocolate.
That's it, man. We say, boys.
I like that one as well. I thought that was surprisingly my favorite.
Yeah, I that was beer of the night for me. I think.
Especially with the weather changing. You know,
Yeah,
this is
nice porter. It was.
Yeah, definitely your palates are changing.
That's the
now.
one I'm kind of sad that we're out of right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I drank the last of it too. Sorry. Eric.
I like that one. I like the chocolate aftertaste.
Chocolatey. Any more from you, Johnny Benson?
Upcoming. This is the IPA, right?
This is the
Yeah.
Hophthalmologists. And this is from Fallen Timbers Brewing Company. This is from Tyler. This is New England IPA with an ABV of 7%. As we said, right out of the can, a little sip. It had some bite to it. But as it sat out, it definitely mellowed out. You got more of the characteristics. You got more floral. You definitely had nice fruity palate to it. So yeah, definitely good stuff.
Yeah, I liked it.
Solid. What do you say?
It was okay. It wasn't my favorite out of the four, but it was good.
It's hard to follow a pesky porter.
I really like that one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
So would you say solid?
Yeah, solid.
Okay.
So I think it's straight across the board. Solid beers.
Pretty much.
Solid beers, man. Yeah.
I would drink these all again.
We picked a good night.
Yeah. Hooray for the homebrewers.
No doubt. All right, guys. It's Halloween is coming up, and we know where you guys are going to be. Tell us all where we can find you guys and get tickets to go see the Paracon.
That's right. The Warren Seekers of the Supernatural Paracon, October 29th through the 31st. We still have tickets for the 31st available. 29th and 30th are sold out, but we are selling out quick. You can visit us at warrens.net to get the tickets. And we're going to have special guests from the paranormal, UFOs, and Bigfoot, urban legends, all that kind of stuff. So again, that's warrens.net for tickets. Thank you.
All right, Eric, where are you going to be? Where we find you?
I will be there all weekend, mingling with everyone. Come check us out. It's going to be a real good time.
All right, guys.
Johnny, where are you going to be?
Well, we're going to be at Bad Sons on December the 12th for our 100th episode party. And there'll be more details to come. So follow us on Instagram, and we'll tell you more about it. But we want to see everybody down there. There's no doubt. Where are you going to be, Keg?
I don't know yet. Right. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Ah.
Hopefully hiding somewhere.
Oh, all right. Well, I got to say thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Congratulations on 100 episodes soon.
Oh, no doubt, man.
Oh, thank you.
So we're going to have a hell of a good time with you guys. Paracon is coming up. Go check them out. These guys know their ghosts.
'Tis the season.
Busted makes me feel good.
Oh, yeah.